Cannot hear, guys. There's no audio. It's just me or
No, Ankur, I think even I'm not able to hear.
yeah. Okay.
Same goes here.
Okay.
Just tried connecting this 1+9.
Already my is at today's specific meeting.
Because working now is not
Oh, she's not.
Oh, I'm not.
Working now, guys.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yes, yes.
She's a user.
Thank you so much.
So sorry for this technical issue. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Kalpesh and I am starting accounts for today's meeting. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention three ground rules which we follow in our Toastmaster club. First, request you to switch off or silent your mobile. Second, as Toastmaster, we don't discuss about sex, politics, and media. So please refrain discussing this. And third, please do not cross talk. The mission of our Toastmaster Club to provide a positive and supportive learning experience to the team member to give them the confidence and provide the learning environment. With that note, I would like to hand it over the stage to Toastmaster uh, President Nitesh.
So we all face certain situations in our life when we try to grow either personally or professionally, and when we see people trying to disturb us or trying to derail us from our path. In that situation, what do we do? That's a question open for all. I guess when we start on time, or maybe 10:05, people are still not ready. They are still habituated that we start at 10:15. My request would be that let's start on time. We can take some time by certain MC and president so that actual speeches and all that may start at 10:15, but we should start at time. This should be the habit. Okay, so I will repeat the question again. We all try to grow in our personal life, professional life, and we see situations where there are people, set of people with not so good intentions, ill intention, we can say. They try to derail us, they try to disturb us in achieving our goals. What do we do in that situation?
Ignore. You remember why we started this in the first place, like how we started Angel Smartphone in the first place? What are the efforts that I'm going through?
Okay. All answers are correct. We all deal with this situation according to our own way. I would like to narrate a story of an eagle and raven. So when eagle comes a little lower in altitude, raven, a small bird, sits on top of it and tries to poke it. Head, ears. What does eagle do in that sense? They do not indulge with raven. they just increase the altitude. They just go a little higher. And as they go higher, Raven is not able to breathe because they are not meant for a higher altitude. They just fall off. So that is the one learning that I get. That when you see that people with ill intentions try to disturb you, just increase your level. Fly high. They will just vanish. They won't be able to reach that level and then disturb you. So that is the one learning that I get. With that, let me go to our guests, take their introductions, and then we'll proceed with the meeting. So can we start with this? Yeah, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Muskan Garg. So I am based out of Gurgaon. I have been a part of Toastmasters earlier, so I'm not completely new to the concept. I was a part of it for approximately 2 years, and I was a part of the core committee as the president. And I dropped out in 11th grade because of workload, which sounds really funny now because 11th grade, so workload am I referring to now that I am working. So that's, yeah. So anyway, once I started in office, I realized that I sort of lost touch with everything that I've learned at Toastmasters over time. So I decided that I want to come back, and this decision was taken day before yesterday. And yesterday I was like, okay, let's start making some calls. I called 2 clubs, one this and one there was some advanced mic test groups, and that was a little far for me. And they had a little bit of restrictions, and I did not have my Toastmasters ID. So anyway, this was the second club that I contacted, and it was very close to me actually. I live in Brigade Metropolis, so it's like 3 minutes from there. So yeah, convenient for me, and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm good to learn. Thank you.
I see a guest from joining from online as well. Sandeep, can you have your introduction, please?
Sure. If you're able to see me, good morning to everyone over there. So I am also a past member. I have been a member since 2016, but I think during the pandemic is where I lost touch with Toastmasters, and I am not a current member now, but I have been dropping into few online meetings, but uh, I haven't, like she mentioned that I am also trying to come back to the Toastmasters flavor again. I think some part of me is also trying to like understand the challenge that I have been facing while not being consistent to come back to this journey. So I just want to take a small step again. And I hope that with this meeting today, I would get those sparks again and I would back to the fold. So thank you.
Thanks, Sandeep. With that, I declare this meeting open. Those who are joining after a break, for this is really going to be interesting meeting because we have our TMOD who is going to take us through the website and what are new things there for us to remember, for us to use. So take us through this entire journey of Toastmasters websites and important resources that we should know. I would like to call upon our TMOD who is also taking the responsibility of creating more leaders for our district this time. DTM Yaska as TMO.
Hello everyone. As I'm going to do a website, I'm going to use laptop. Okay. So we'll be looking more at the screen going forward, but less towards me. So basically, what I felt is many of us have been a Toastmaster, but we haven't explored the website so much. There have been a lot of additions, and many of us come to me telling how to submit a path, make mistakes on how to submit a levels, etc. Which is both not good for the member and for the club also. So we need those levels to mark our DCP points, right? So let us today, as much as possible, go through different things that are present on the website, and there's more things that will be there. I will show you one by one. Okay, so to start forward, how many of you know what is the Toastmasters website? Basic question. Okay, Pooja, what is the website? Name, URL.
I'm caught off guard. It's Toastmasters. It's a search on Google, you'll find it.
What is the URL?
TM dot something.
No.
Toastmasters.org.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that is the website. here, as you can see on the screen. Now, without even logging in, there are a lot of things that you can do. You can explore what are the various things, right? There are a lot of FAQs that are there. You can search for various clubs here. Like I was just going through. For example, what are the various education programs that we have, right? There are a lot of FAQs that are there. Now, Toastmasters has promised that they are launching a new LMS system by 2024 with the revised parts. So that is something we have got a mail recently. So explanation of this is available right here. Why so? Why are they launching all the FAQs, right? Similarly, any other maintenance schedule that is coming up, because you as a Toastmaster should know when I can access. Like recently in the group I had posted that the website will be down on July 21st or something. So when you come here, let's say you have to prepare for a speech, and suddenly you realize that Toastmaster website is not working. It is going to be a very difficult situation, right? That's why keep visiting so that you know what is happening and what is not happening. Now let me quickly log in. So previously, when the last update happened, you could log in using both your email or the member ID. Now they have removed the member ID. You can only log in with your email ID. Okay. So let me log in my username password. So you will have to use your username and password and not mine.
So we have been signed up already.
Yes. You would have got an email.
We
Right, you can
use
use
forgot
that.
password to set it up again.
There's a first time account. Okay, let me. That's a good question you asked. Learning hub. So learning hub again will take you to Basecamp one step ahead. You can so by default you will have one path free if you're a new member, right? But if you have completed that path, you need to purchase new paths, which is cost you $20. Right now there are 11 paths, so you can go ahead and purchase it. Let me go here. So if you would love to choose any other language, Kannada, Telugu, the Indian language are not there, but other any foreign language are existing in the pathways. So you can do two things here. Either you can choose all the path options, or you can take an assessment. I covered most of this in my pathway session previously. You can take the assessment to understand what are the requirements, and the website will give you, okay, these are the best three options that you can choose, and from that you can choose. And it is not mandatory, you can still choose some other, but that's what is recommended from the Toastmasters. Let me come back, I'm not going to the questionnaire again because you can go through that, it's a very pretty long questionnaire.
Uh, can we ask
Yes,
questions
yes,
now?
go ahead.
Okay. So we can choose otherwise also without taking the assessment.
Yes. So if you go to view all path options, you'll get all the 11 paths. You can see what are the levels, and level what are the projects that we have, what are the electives that we have, and from that you can make a choice. There's a lot of description given. Now, Navigator is something that I would request everyone of you to go through. Right, this will help you with video lessons on how to do what to do. Right. So for example, this is overall welcome Toastmasters. Then what is the club experience, and what are the speeches and what are evaluations. Then we have what are the pathways learning experience. Let me open speeches and evaluations. So these are some basic questions which they have answered one by one, right? Along with the links for the same. When did I present my first speech? How do I cope up with my fear? There are questions and there are possible they have given videos on how to access the website. If you forget something, come back here, search and you can still go, even if you forget. So I would request all the new members to go through this navigator, thoroughly once. You'll get a lot of learning on how to use the Basecamp, how to use other options that was massive website. Okay. So with that, let me come back. We'll take it further. So now, as a Toastmasters meeting, come back to the meeting. We have three sections. The first section is the prepared speech section, second section is the table topic section, and third section is the general evaluator section. So today, to take the meeting forward, we have our general evaluator. Our general evaluator is a very young guy from North India. So he's been just a recent joining of Toastmaster. So please help me welcome Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Everybody is searching for young boy.
It's a compliment. I'm taking it as a compliment that I've been
North India.
Thank you. Though this is a special session going around, we are going to go around the website. We are going to have a tour of the website, but the basic tenets of the session are still there. We will not be having the event topics today, I believe, but the rest of the sessions are there. As a general evaluator, I'll have my tag team. Pooja had the timer role has been handed over to her.
No, it is okay if you want to do.
Sorry.
I'm
Completely off of our WhatsApp. I did not see. Please go ahead.
Okay, so
Okay.
good. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Manisha
DTM Nitesh was saying, the benefits of starting on time is that we get some time to play around with these technical problems.
They're able to hear. They're able to hear. Just go forward. Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, yeah.
That's right. Mike is here. Mike is here. He's also connected. So today, actually, moving on. Today is actually Friendship Day, but we are actually going to celebrate Siblings Day. Right? So the next role taker is our counter, Toshmaster Srinivas. He's an architect, but as he confessed, he loves to write poems dedicated to his many crushes. So that could be a topic for another day. But today he's playing the role of our counter.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for the warm welcome. Good morning, dear Toastmasters and guests. As our counter, it's my responsibility to take any overused words or filler sounds used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. The words may be inappropriate injunctions such as and, well, but, so, you know, and the words like that I used, and ums. So I shall present my report when called upon by the General Evaluator. And back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now to the second. Now for the grammarian role, we have the second part of the siblings today. Toastmaster Vaibhavi. I just introduced her as the universal member of Toastmasters. She's there everywhere. We can see, and whenever she comes in, we can see the burst of enthusiasm that comes into the room. Over to you, Toastmaster Vaibhavi.
Good morning, dear Toastmasters and guests. Good morning. How are you all? Well, as grammarian, it's my primary duty to keep track of good usage of words or good quotes or even figurative speech. As grammarian, it's also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. This word of the day is only to enrich your vocabulary so that you appear smarter or upgraded. So the word of the day today is inspirit. INSPRITED, inspirited. It's a verb. It means to encourage someone or to empower someone. For example, Hoodie Toastmasters club meetings inspirit me to become professor very soon. Or DTM Yaska inspires me to attend Hoodie Toastmasters club meetings several times. So the synonyms of this word inspirit are encourage, as the meaning goes, or cheer up, or stimulate. The antonyms of the word inspirit are weaken, inhibit, or discourage. I encourage all of you to use the word of the day as many times as possible so that it gets imprinted in our memory. I'll come with my report again when called upon by Mr. General Evaluator. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster, for today. I'll be back with you again.
Thank you. Okay, now let's get back to learning again. Before I get on to the first speech, share my screen. Yep, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So now let's quickly navigate to the base camp, which is like the main important part, and let's understand how to work it out. So base camp will work once you have chosen a path, right? There should be at least one active path you have. If you are a member of multiple clubs like me, you will see the club options, because when you submit a level, what your club you choose here, that level will be going to that particular club, right? And then what will happen will again come, but for me, let me go to Hoodie Toastmasters Club. So the look and feel of pathways is entirely different compared to the Toastmaster website. Again, what I like is anything that you want to do, there are videos, tutorials, and resources, right? So first of all, how to launch a project, there's an entire video, you can watch that. And any other thing, any step that you have to do, please go to tutorials and resources, watch. Even without a session, you can actually go and do every particular thing on the website. That many tutorials are there in the website, okay? Now, let me first So by default, whatever path that you have chosen, right, you will come in the bottom. Right now I have engaging humor pathway. I have another pathway that I have chosen to start off, but I haven't started. That is pathways mentor program. So this is the out of the 11 paths, which will be there. When you complete one path, at least you will get this. Yes, you can have all 11 paths running. If you have 11 clubs, you can give one path and one club. I have it. I would not suggest it. Choose one path, complete that full, and then go to the next. Right? You can focus on. But some members are over enthusiastic. They have taken multiple paths. I was also one of them. So either you can go to paths and learning to access the same, or you can directly access from this particular point. Right? So when you go to the open curriculum, so what I'm showing you is the engaging human path. For you, whatever path that you have chosen will come here. Right? Every path will have 5 levels to complete. Right? That is fixed. No difference in that. Level 1 for every path is same. The only difference in the level 1 will come for people who have purchased the path before 2022 and people who purchased the path after 2022. Previous to that, the projects were icebreaker and then give a sip and take evaluation and then research and present, researching and present. But in the new path, what after 2022 when the new website got released, they updated the level 1 to icebreaker, write a speech with a purpose, introduction to vocal variety and body language, and evaluation and feedback. Okay. So for me, if you see this level 1, I have completed 3 projects. Right? But you might question, why are there 5 total items? It should be 4, right? So it should be 75%. Because the level completion itself is an item. Okay, so don't worry, you have completed so three projects. 1 project is there. The last one is not a project, it's an activity that you have to do, which I'll be showing you today also. So let's say, for example, before giving any speech, you have to go through the project. You are paying money to Toastmasters to get this learning program. So it is your duty to ensure that that money is paid off by going through these projects, right? Each project has a multiple learning. This is my 4th path. So still I go through every slide because when I look at it in a different perspective after 4 paths, I get a different kind of learning. Right now, this present icebreaker, they have improved it a lot. They have added some other features here so that you can give a better speech. So now let me go to the evaluation feedback. As soon as you see, you click the launch button, it will start. Right? Let it load. Now, browsers, first time when you open it, it is opening in a new tab, right? There are some computers which might not allow the pop-up option. It will come in the top bottom. So first time allow it, after that it will come. So this is one setting that you have to do. So as soon as you start, you can begin. Now, every project will show you how to learn, right? You can play this and see how to navigate. It's very simple. Left and right arrows will help you go forward and backward, or you can move between the sections. When you click this, let's say you have moved forward, but then you stop for some reason. You want to go back to there. You need not click those many number of slides. You can navigate to the particular section very fast. This is the project navigation, how to navigate. They have given that every time. See, there are multiple kinds of interactions that are present. Like here, this is an interaction where there are sections. You will click on each section and then you will learn something around it. There are sometimes flashcards within a particular slide. You'll have to move around. Sometimes there will be options. You'll click that and you can go through. There will be question answers also inside, which you have to complete. 1, 2, 3 questions can be there. So various kinds of interactions have been fitted into this particular most of the projects. I'm not telling everything is in one project, but when you complete more projects, you will understand the various kinds of interactions, right? So don't hurry. Each project, I would say, will take at least 15-20 minutes of time to go through and understand things. If you are taking notes, if you want to understand, if you don't understand, you can research and come back, right? You can learn about it more. 15-20 minutes is something which you need to dedicate. Now let me quickly go through this. So introduction will tell you what is this project about, right? What are you going to learn? Then it will also tell what is your assignment. So these are two different things. Okay. Project is one, assignment is a different. So every project will have definitely a speech with it. But along with that, there can be some activity also. Like for example, if it is a project called volunteering in an organization for 6 months, the project will help you understand how to volunteer, what all things you should take care. But the assignment will be, you have to volunteer in an organization for 6 months as a leader, and then give a speech about what you experienced it. There will also be a 360-degree evaluation. There will be other things that you need to fill out. What is the succession plan? What did you do? And then you have to submit it to the VP education, telling that I have given this speech. These are my projects. So please mark my speech complete. Okay. So again, it varies before from every project to project. And this is something that you have to know. Every project will have first introduction, then it will talk about what assignment. Assess your skills. Like for example, here I deliver tactful and constructive feedback. It's a question to you. You have to answer. Okay. For me, I feel it's a 4 level. I focus on positive language when delivering feedback. I have to improve. I'm not so good at it. I recognize the need to be open to receiving feedback about my performance. Yes, I'm not perfect still there. I am thinking in my head and I'm answering it myself. Okay. I'm will implement, definitely yes. I am engaged and respectful while watching and listening to a presentation. My method is to share observed information instead of advice. I recognize how this project applies and submit. So this is the initial assessment. Now we can go forward. Now this is very important. As Toastmaster Pathways says, there are almost 190 competencies that you will learn. So every project will have these competencies, right? So after taking this project, you'll be able to deliver a tactful and constructive feedback, right? Use positive language. So all these are competencies for this particular project, which you learn through. Then again, you can go through this purpose of evaluation, whatever it is, how to receive feedback. Success begins with feedback. Now here, see, internally there is a slide, right? Focus on your speech, one by one. You can go through that. Applying the feedback. This is another kind of interaction where you will click on this and learn something. Right? One by one. Like this, you can change and you can learn something from here. Now there are part 3, how to be an effective evaluator. So this is a lengthier project, right? Where we'll be giving a speech, taking that feedback, applying it in a different speech, and you have to give an evaluation. So there is a very little lengthier project, so it's 3 parts. So advice, don't be so scared. You can answer all these questions. Communicate. And there can be some videos also in it, which you can watch. So this talks about, sometimes they'll say this is positive thing to do. This is should not be done, should be avoided. So there are many those kind of videos that are there. And after all of this, see, I said there are some questions also in the middle, right? Begin private evaluations. Now review and apply, right? You see, these are the various review and apply methodologies that you can do. You have to ask these questions to yourself. Did I understand this? And maybe note down the answers. Now this is the assignment, right? Review, organize, and schedule and prepare. Right? So after this, what you will do is, okay, my project is done. Write your speech, ask the VP education, or figure out where to give a speech in this club or any other club. Now to do that, you need evaluation resources, right? You need to share that with the evaluator. So you can download that PDF from there. You click on this. It will give you the PDF. So please download it from here and share it with the evaluator, telling this is the feedback. After a speech, please write down it and give it back to me. So I can store it for my future references, right? And as an evaluator, if you are an evaluator, it's important that you ask this PDF and note the points and give back to the speaker so that they can have a note of it. I've seen many Toastmasters don't do that, so please make it a habit of. Yeah.
We talked about the evaluation form to be filled and given back to the speaker. Can this be uploaded here also?
Because I see in achievements, there's a section here. Where
Yeah, in Basecamp you can upload. They have your own small server drive. You can upload there. I'll come to that. Yeah, you can store.
And this template will be provided to us, the evaluation.
Yeah, so in the particular path, you'll see evaluation resource. So this is the evaluation resource for this project. So as I said, this is a 3-step project. Your first speech, you take the evaluation and apply it in second speech. So when you're giving the second speech, you have to tell that second evaluator, sir, ma'am, this is the first evaluation that I got. Please see this. Tell me whether I have improved on it or not. So that's the project here. Now the third one, you have to be an evaluator and somebody should evaluate the evaluation. So you have to give that evaluator the form telling to evaluate your evaluation. Generally GE does. But then I have seen another Toastmaster evaluator for this evaluator also. Because I have done this, right? So now after all this, right, you need to complete the skills after. You can go through it. Again, the questions will be there. Complete all this. Now I have improved for myself. You can put that questions. So this one, after giving all the 3 speeches, I'll complete this. Till the time it will be there in that evaluation page, right? Now once this is done, it's just giving you review your learning, deliver next speech, receive evaluation. All of this you have completed. Now we are done. Okay, you can now close this. Now when you close this, if you come back here, you will see that there's a tick mark around this, that I have completed it. You see there's a tick mark because I completed the entire thing. So in this last 5 minutes, I went into the project. I gave first speech, took feedback, gave second speech, took feedback, gave evaluation, took feedback, came back, completed the assessment, and it is done. Now, after you do this, you'll get a mail telling please evaluate the Basecamp. So here, when you click on this evaluate, you're not evaluating yourself. Here you are evaluating the project. Like how can Toastmasters improve the experience for you, right? So basically I said, right, now the LMS have been changed. So all this happened through this particular feedback. Many Toastmasters have gone through the paths, gave feedback, and then they have done something. Like this project provide useful information. I can do all this, agree, and I can submit. So once this is done, your project is complete. Clear? Any doubts in this? The last part, I have completed all the 4 projects in this. The 5th item is level 1 completion. Okay. To talk about this, we'll come to this after the speech. So let's get back. So our first speaker today, before I call upon our first speaker, let me call the evaluator. She's also an young lady from our club, who's a very new Toastmaster, just joined our club. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Tanuja. Give us the evaluation, project purpose in the speech.
Thank you, Yamuli. Today, our Toastmaster Suresha is going to deliver his icebreaker speech, which will be all about introducing himself and breaking the ice with us, because we are yet to know his background and where he comes from, what are his interests, etc. And in this particular speech project, he's also going to learn how to structure and how to use the basic elements of speech. All the best.
The speaker today is an consultant in EY, and another professional services firm. He's a cost and management accountant from ICAI. He's interested in gardening and reading books. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Suresha Balu. Who am I? Toastmaster Suresha.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I am a son. I am a brother. I am a husband. I am a father. My dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, today I am here to talk about who am I. I born in a small village in Tamil Nadu, Tirupattur district. It's a very beautiful village. Lot of greenery, lot of mountains, and sugarcane is a largely grown crop in my village. And there's a famous hill station next to my village, which is Elagiri Hills, which many of you may know that. Though I born in that beautiful village, I didn't grow there, because when I'm a year old, my family moved to Bangalore. So my entire studies were in Bangalore. Though I started in a government school, I could able to complete my graduation in one of the famous college in Bangalore, which is NES College, Maleshwaram. After my graduation, I was preparing for competitive exams like bank probationary officer, clerk, public sector undertakings, etc., staff selection commission, and so on. Though I could able to complete the written test, I could not able to crack the interview because of the poor communication skills. I was kind of more of an introvert, etc. So I could not able to crack the interview. There are so many cases I couldn't able to crack it, and then finally, after a couple of years of attempt, I need to join a company to support my family financially. Right. So I joined the company, and my career started. I was very much interested in pursuing my higher education as a parallel. So that's where I enrolled myself for a cost and management accountant degree from ICWAI. And I could able to complete the ICWAI in the first attempt in year 2009. So I was very happy for that. Though I was good at subject, though I good at in terms of education experience, one thing was pulling me down badly was because of my communication skills. I am a good performer in my company, in my team. I have been invited in the stage to share my experience in terms of what are my learnings, what are my takeaways. I could not able to utter a single word because of lack of communication, or I could not able to lack of confidence, right? There are so many meetings where I could have really spoken well. A lot of good points I had. I could not able to speak because again, the lack of communication. There are so many sleepless nights. I really felt bad. I could have really spoken well in so many meetings. I didn't do well. I really felt regret so many days, so many nights about that. I try to do so many things. I'm not only regretting, I try to explore also what I can do to improve on my communication skills. I started reading English newspapers, English books. In fact, I joined Vita also, where again they focus on English and communication skills. I tried that. Still, though there are some improvement, but I'm not still that confident in terms of am I really doing best, right? Finally, one day, I was part of one of the ICWA conference. There was one stall which was there in that conference, and there is one person who is in a full professional attire, like our Yaska. So that stall is really inspired me. I just went to that stall and I read it as Toastmaster International. So I immediately approached that person and I tried to understand what is this all about, etc. And then person told me, okay, this is Toastmaster International, this is how we do, or this is how we help in terms of public speaking and all. It really attracted me, and immediately I went to that club in my immediate next week. I joined as a guest and I attended a couple of meetings as a guest, and I really liked that meetings. And friendly atmosphere, and nobody is in your from company to judge you saying that how are you talking and all those things. I really liked it. And then I immediately become a member also. This is precisely in January 2014. So I joined as a member of Bangalore CS Toastmaster Club. The journey continued. I was really happy. This is the kind of platform I was looking at. And I started seeing improvement in myself also. The company where I could not able to utter a single word, I started taking up the role of an MC over a period of 2 years. I started doing better. Though I'm not perfect, but at least I can get that confidence going, right? But unfortunately, I took a short break. Short become a medium become a large become very large. 8 years, 8 consecutive years, I didn't go to Toastmaster Club. I didn't resume my Toastmaster journey. I really feel bad, and I really feel that there is a lot of scope in my improvement. I really wanted to improve. I really want to take my communication and public speaking skills to the next level. I really wanted to improve on that. I was desperate in terms of resume my Toastmaster journey, and finally, I think the day has come. Today, I'm standing here in front of you, delivering my icebreaker speech. I really want to continue my journey and take my communication and public speaking to the next level. My dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, I would like to end my speech with one quote. If you can able to speak, you can able to influence. If you can able to influence, you can change the lives. Back to you.
Inspirated us.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let's take small breaks. Let's move move forward the meeting. So next we have a very interesting session of our meeting, that is the table topics. Now to take the table topics forward, we have a lady who has flown more than 3,000 hours on planes, and she thought, okay, let me stop flying and start making them. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Monali.
Thank you. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
So this section is aimed to help us improve ourselves at improvisation, or impromptu as we are called. So this section is not for only the members but also the guests. Some communication skills like listening, so that we can get more ideas, listen better and respond. Other communication skills like thinking, organizing, and delivering. These we need to perfect ourselves, get better on stage. So I have a couple of topics with me. So please raise your hand to volunteer. You need to speak for a minimum of 1 minute to a maximum of 2 minutes. So yeah, we can start. Who will be our first volunteer? Okay, so the topic for you is being ambitious, a virtue or a vice.
Table topic master is asking me a question which is like a cat on the wall. Being ambitious, is it a virtue or a vice? I'm sure you would tell me. You're a fool by the way if you will say that being ambitious is a vice. Of course, it's a virtue. Why are you not choosing to be ambitious? The world is waiting to see your talent. What will you do sitting in that corner? Come, you're an inspirited individual. Don't waste your talent. God has not given you this life, blessed you with this life, so that you say, I'm not ambitious. Don't do that. But the other side of the table says, I need a break. I want to get rid of everything, all the ambition on one part, and I need a vacation. I need to stretch myself. So again, we're back to square one. Being ambitious, is it a virtue or a vice? It's both. It's both. It's a perfect combination. You need to strike that balance. You need to make it virtuous. I mean, it's a combination of virtue and vice both. Visu, like virtue. I'm sorry, I don't want to spoil my stature because I'm the grammarian today. Let me respect it enough. In conclusion, I would say to recapitulate that please don't put yourself completely out there, burn out in the name of ambition, because you need to rest, you need to rejuvenate. Don't think that I'm going off topic because it's 0 or 1, but I'm not a digital person. So I want to choose 0.5 and say, be both. Strike balance. What do you say?
Thank you, Padmi. So yes, we are really struggling to create that balance, staying on that 0.5. So coming to the next topic, will be our next volunteer. So your topic for today, early retirement.
It's just the topic is early retirement.
Yes, your thoughts on early retirement.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Continuing to take the lead from being ambitious or not, over ambitiousness does lead to early retirement. Early retirement is your best option when you feel that burnout. I've taken that early retirement and I'm a living example how useful it is. What are the perks of early retirement? You can live the life the way you want. And the best of it is sleep a little late. Get up a little late, later than what you want to do. Early retirement has the biggest advantage of, first of all, to come to the conclusion or to come to the decision of having an early retirement is the biggest thing. If you can take that step, you, in my eyes, you are a brave person. It's not easy to take that. Once you have taken that step, the advantages are unlimited. You can do whatever you feel like at your pace, at your time, and your convenience. That's what I'm doing right now. Second advantage of early retirement is that it gives you that gratification, that fulfillment of life. And when you have that, you are happy. So it is the best thing to do when you feel that life is just going in a loop. Go to office, earn money, provide for your family, come back, sleep, get up, do that again and again. If you want to come out of that, be brave enough to take the decision of early retirement. You can still provide for your family, but in a more fulfilling manner. Please go ahead for this decision. I'm a live example. If you want any tips, come to me.
Even though I've just started my career, I often dream about early retirement. Okay, so Nitesh, do you want to be next? So your topic for today is importance of white lies.
Importance of
White lies.
how many of you have either seen, heard, or experienced the stories from Maharashtra, Mahabharata? All of us. And there is a very fine example of white lies, which is also associated with one of the most important character of Mahabharata. Do you remember? Yes. The lie about Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama Hatha was the statement that was narrated by a person who is supposed to be the most truthful person in the entire world. Even that time and today also you can claim that. So white lies, according to me, are good if it is for a bigger cause, like it was used by Yudhishthir in the war of Mahabharata. In today's scenario also, we need to tell a lot of white lies. It is required to improve on something. It is required to inspire someone. It is required to motivate people. And some white lies, I would like this conversation to stay here. Some white lies we say in the form of a lot of awards that we receive for our clubs, for individuals. There are so many things that are going behind, which are not exactly as it should be, but we tell that to ourselves and to everyone so that we get that extra inspiration, we get that extra motivation to go to the next level. Back to you.
Thank you. That was an insightful story. And although I have some mixed feelings about white lies, like what is the bigger cause my friends are giving me white lies for? Okay, so we'll be our next volunteer. Okay, come.
I was never good at
I'll get a guess now.
In 2 years of Toastmasters, I never.
That's a challenge.
Toastmaster Muskan.
Yeah.
Do you believe in luck?
I believe the concept of luck has always been very confusing for me because I'm not able to draw a line between what was hard work, what was luck. My father has always told me that sometimes I might not pass a test because the questions that came weren't along the lines that I prepared. So that becomes what was the effort that I put in. But then at the same time, sometimes I put in a lot of effort, but the teacher decides to give an out of syllabus question, which the teacher believes is no, it's correct. So then that becomes a luck aspect. So I feel like there's a very blurry line between the two ideas. And I'm not very sure of how much luck is important. But I believe it has some role to play because I don't think that what we see are the only things that are at play in this world. I do believe in the supreme power. I won't say it is God. I'm not saying I'm an atheist either, but it's a very confusing aspect. So yeah, I'm not very sure of what I feel about these two, but yeah, that's what I say.
I was wondering if my topics are relatable to the speakers, but I relate to their stories. I completely relate to your. Okay. So will be our next speaker?
Yeah,
Great. Online? Sandeep?
Sandeep, are you there?
Yeah, I am here. I'm just quite taking a time to unmute. Yeah, I can take a shot at it if there is another topic left for me.
Okay. Anyone
Just turning on the video. Yeah.
He's on.
Okay. So your topic for today is what are your thoughts on hybrid work culture? Sandeep.
All right. So looking at the last couple of years where we have been in a situation to attend meetings and also collaborate with people in online mode. So what I understand from looking at the current work culture that we are in, where we have certain days where we need to be in office and some days we are back at home. Personally, for me, I have seen that the transition in my own life where it's been 8 months that I have been married now, and looking at I would say that in terms of the day-to-day life that we are leading, in that what I see, there are certain moments that you like to take slow in your life, and in that way, being in the IT sector, it's helping us to have that option where you are getting let's say you get a chance to work from home from some days. So I think those are quite precious, what I see from my lenses today compared to when we were in back in the pandemic, where it was a consistent was not consistent, but it was some sort of a mechanical flow that we are all in, that you just wake up, the alarm goes at 7 a.m. It depends on which route you are traveling to your office. It might hit at 6 a.m. also. But then again, what matters most was that you have to go through the day with all the necessary, I think, tasks to do and then get back home. So I think Toastmasters back then really took away all that mundane things that was happening all around, those mechanical, monotonous things that were happening all around me. And it also gave me that 1.5 hours where I would just go into an environment where I would feel something that's really nice. So now with the hybrid mode, I see that has led to me to lose grip of that fantastic way that I had, but that's where things are right now. So that's all from my side. Thank you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Sandeep, for showing us both sides. So the next topic, Ankur, would you like to go?
Sure.
Okay. So your topic for today is your experience with fear.
My experience with fear. So fear is a very on a psychological level and on the survival level. If we see what fear is a kind of a thing which is a bit important as well. We all are psychologically born with fear. As per my knowledge, I think we are born with the fear of falling and fear of, there's another fear, one more kind of fear, which I'm not able to recall exactly. There are very two different kind of fears which actually we are born with. But the other fear is that we have to survive. There's certain fears which put us in a situation where we have to survive. So a lot of time life put us in a situation like from early feed, see what the history of humans were like in the time of hunter-gatherers. We were a lot of time in the situation when we had fight or flight kind of situation. And when you are in a situation where you have fight or flight, you have to decide whether you have to be fearful or you have to be you fight at that particular moment. So in my personal situation, if I would say, there are a lot of times when I have dealt with fear in a very I would say nice manner, because it's a natural thing. It's not something which only I have, or everybody has it. Every creature on this planet has that. But the way you learn to deal with that fear, that's how you actually define yourself. And it's not something which you get good at right away. You have to keep dealing with your fear over and over again. The more you deal with it, the more you get better at dealing with your fears. And it's good you face all those things which you don't like doing or you are fearful of doing. You should always face those kind of fear. Like a lot of people have fear of maybe fear of heights, fear of water. There's a lot of phobias we have. So we should face all these fears. So we end up becoming more of a complete like personality. So we are not much scared of a lot of things. But at times you need to know where exactly you should be fearful of. What are the things you should be fearful of and what should not face when it's the right time. So that's it. That's all from my side. Over to you, Didi.
Thank you, Ankur. I totally related to that. And I agree with the survival instinct that we have. And once we stand in front of fear and we go through it, it is when we can change as a person. So I guess we can take the last speaker for today. Pooja, would you like to come? Your topic for today is, can enemies ever become friends?
Thank you. No. Okay, so the topic itself is a double-edged sword, but I have a very, very different philosophical perspective to this. I have grown up in very, very different areas where I also live with people. Now my parents say that I had become chapri, and I learned all the abusing words also there. So all Hindi galis you think of, I know them in my childhood because I was living with different kind of people, which means also my childhood, I saw people fighting over small things, which looks small, but for them it is very big. In neighborhood, I saw people fighting for water, fighting for in the hut houses, they do not have things to eat or to drink water, but they do have big TV, and they fight for, I have a big TV and we don't have. So I saw those kind of things where people seemed like enemies to each others for their growth. And coming to now, I also see in a very educated society, I also see people have little bit of viciousness for others, but they are very good at not showing it. We are poised and composed and we do not show it, but there is some kind of competition, or if it goes to the next level, it is viciousness, grow up to the bigger ladder. I did so many hours by now. So what I saw from that kind of thing to very enlightened elite society, it exists everywhere. And when we talk about more bigger things like wars in Russia versus Ukraine, and that's where we really see enemies and we can talk about it. But we do not talk about the animosity we have among ourselves. And we do not also think about the things which inspirates us to come out of it. And make us feel friendship towards, harmonious towards others. That's the journey okay, I'm mixing topics, but I did several learnings in parts of meditations. And over the period, I became a person who understands that, okay, maybe this is not animosity. Maybe this is just the way we are. And by improving ourselves individually, we come out of it and we become more friends by heart and not have ill thoughts for others. So can enemies become friends? Yes, by changing ourselves, not by changing animosity to friendship, but just changing by ourselves, by understanding others' point of view, why they feel enemy to us or why we feel enemy to them. So yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So it was great to know all of your views and opinions on these topics. In fact, all these topics are something that I feel confused about sometimes. So yeah, I hope this section has inspired us to get better at public speaking, impromptus. Over to you, Mr.
Thank you, Dr. Hari. I hope you asked the question that you don't know and you got answers. So now let's get back to our learning. So as I was talking about base camp, now we just completed a particular level, right? Yeah. So as soon as you complete a particular level, you get the bottom option, which was not there previously, right? Because it didn't have any click to action button there. So now you go there and click on activate. So every time you do something, by default, I'll show another place. Then you click on launch. It will simply open a PDF file, which will tell you to go and mark complete. That's it. This is like the shortest project that we can complete in a level. So go back here and you mark complete. I'm not going to do that now. I have one speech pending. Okay. So as soon as you hit mark complete, a notification will go to the president and the VP education of the club that you chose if you are part of multiple clubs. Now they have to submit this level in two places. So you have to follow up. One, they have to submit in the base camp. So as soon as they do that, you will see here, get certificate, view certificate option, right? So you can download the certificate of level 1. So your name will be there. Yaskade Bayari, level 1, engagement humor completed, on date will be there. So the date of submission will be there. Then they have to go and submit in the Toastmaster website also, in the club center. When they do that, in your profile of your website, you will see VC2, EI1. So that is a shortcut of the pathway and the level you completed, right? So unless until both the things happen, your level is not completed. So you have to follow up with the VP education and the president, telling, please file my awards. Clear this, everyone? So let me just show you quick other levels, how it looks. Level 2 changes quite often, right? Depending on the project. There are some, like for example, mentoring is consistent across all the projects, all the pathways. So as you see here, first you have to activate something and then you have to launch. Okay. Why this is important? If you have purchased a path and you realize, oh, I don't like this path, I want a new path. There's a timeline in 5 days or 10 days. If you don't activate any of the project, you can write an email asking, please, I don't want this project, I want another project. But if you activate any one of them, you can't change. Okay. This is a small note to be done. Now, after complete.
Does it apply for the free path also?
Yeah, every path. I have done that for a member. So that's why they have written that mail that if you have done this, we will do, otherwise we won't do. So because the member activated it, they could not replace it. So like this, you complete all the levels. So every level after level 3 will have elective projects. So as you see here, total items are 8 in the elective projects, but you need to complete only 1 or 2, depending on the level. Okay. So level 1, level 2 will have fixed projects, but level 3, 4, 5 will have electives. So you can either choose to do all the electives, it's up to you, or you can spread them over paths, right? Then after complete all of the 5 levels, you will come to path completion and the activate button on reflect on your path will come, right? After complete all the 5 levels. Then you have to give a speech on this, 8 to 10 minute speech, reflecting on your path, your journey. And then you will see path completion. Okay. So when you do path completion, the VP only has to submit in the base camp. They did not submit in the club center. Okay. That's the one difference to know. Clear? So now I have one more thing to share, but let G complete their session and then I'll complete the next one more last part. Okay. So with that, I will hand over the stage to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Vinayakam.
Thank you. Young boy is back.
Yeah.
So normally breakfast is had at the beginning of the day, or it's usually one of the earlier courses, but in Toastmasters, it's the last course. Right? Breakfast is feedback is the breakfast of champions, they say. So we are here with to provide healthy breakfast for all of you. For that, I would like to first call upon the first member of my team, Toastmaster Tanuja.
Thank you. Toastmaster Suresha, I must say that I was impressed by your delivery. The main points that caught my attention in a positive manner were your confidence here. And then I came to know that you've been a Toastmaster before. So that's still, even though you've had a gap of 8 years, as you said, but your confidence is still there. So that's the effect of Toastmasters. No matter how many years of gap you have, you gain that confidence and it continues. But confidence, and with that confidence came the body language associated, but also the voice modulation, which is so important in delivering speeches. You have this quality of modulating your voice, especially I like it when you were talking that you were not good at those things. You identified that what was missing in you, what you need to improve on, and that time so well you conveyed your disappointment in yourself and how you can improve. And then when you saw that Toastmasters stall, those were the areas where you showed excellent voice modulation and body language. Now, in what ways can I inspire you? Are these first thing is because you've been a Toastmaster before, so I'm pointing out these things. Otherwise, I would not have. The structure of speech needs to be a little better because you are talking about your areas where you need desperate improvement on. That was overstretched. Okay, you could have spoken of that in the body part, not to that extent. Second thing, what you could have included in body language in your body part of the speech was your interest in hobbies, which are totally not told to us directly. So in these areas, your structure needs to be a little better. Second area is your eye contact. Initially, of course, you were casting your eyes down somewhat, but later on you picked up. So this still needs a little more practice. And the third area is, of course, inclusion of some more data about you. Okay, in terms of the digital age that we are in, we need some more data about you to know you better. That's all I have to say. And overall, Suresha, you are a promising member of our club. We look up to you.
Thank you so much. I would now like to call upon the timer, Toastmaster Manisha, to give the timer report.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. In the icebreaker speech, Suresh has done a really good job. He has completed his speech in 6 minutes. Table topic, Varubi took 2 minutes, 6 seconds. Tanuja ma'am took 2 minutes, perfect 2 minutes. Nitesh took 1 minute, 30 seconds. Muskan, you took 58 seconds. Sandeep took 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Ankur, 2 minutes, 8 seconds. And Pooja, you took 3 minutes, 10 seconds. And Tanuja ma'am, during the evaluation, she took 2 minutes, 35 seconds within the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I please call upon our counter, Toastmaster Srinivas?
Yes. Definitely, these filler words help us communicate our thoughts and emotions better. Unlike Elon Musk's speech, we are generally not that inspirited to get beyond the words and syllables that are that we are communicating. So let's try to make one less mistake at a time. So the first speaker, Suresha, had asked 5 times and like once. Speaker 2 had so's 3 times. Vaibhavi used so 1 time. And Muskan used so thrice, but once. Sandeep used so 5 times, and twice. Ankur used so's twice and ours 5 times. Pooja used so 3 thrice and ours 7 times. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much. I would now like to call upon the grammarian, Toastmaster Vaibhavi.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. As grammarian, I had really lot of insightful meeting today. Let's start with the good usages. Caught off guard, which means unprepared. The website, which means digging deeper. Burst of enthusiasm, which means filled with energy. Sleepless night, which means restless. Over ambitiousness, this leads to earlier retirement. This was a nice phrase put in a beautiful sentence. Perk, which means benefit. Gratification, which means pleasure. Insightful, which means enlightening. Thin line was used as blurry line, which was really apt, which was new to us. Supreme power instead of divinity or divine power. Double-ended sword, which means has both good and bad sides. Viciousness, which means poison. Elite, which means posh. Something that could have been better in the upcoming meetings are little lengthier can be used as quite tiresome. I born can be replaced as I was born because it is past tense. My career started can be used as I started my career. That's the correct way. This was the platform that I was looking at. It's not looking at, it's looking for. This was the platform I was looking for. The words chapri, gali can be translated in English because it's not native. And more bigger can be avoided and said just bigger because it is already in comparative degree. A big shout out to Toastmaster Srinivas and Toastmaster Pooja who have used the word of the day, that is inspirited. That's my report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Pastor Tanuja also used it, so.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for the report. I'll now begin with the general report. We had some technical issues, but I think that's like a teething problem that we seem to have now and then. Thank you for Toastmaster Kalpesh and Toastmaster Manisha to step up at the last minute, and that is a part which shows up the spirit of Toastmasters as well, that people are ready to step into roles at the last minute. Toastmaster Hitesh, your stories are simply awesome. The premise reminded me of the saying "Khudi ko kar guna biratna," right? I mean, that is where you increase your height so that others are not able to reach up to you. That's brilliant. A note to myself, and because I goofed up in the beginning about the Toastmaster session being not there, so a note to myself, I think it will help everybody that maybe we should just go through the agenda for that particular week, just for a couple of minutes. It's not going to take more than that, and go through it and then come to the meeting. That's a note for myself, but just wanted to voice it out. The speech, I really loved your speech. The intro, it was very exciting and intriguing. What are you going to talk about? And probably because you come from an area where sugarcanes are planted, your speech came out as very sweet. It was very nice. The table topics were very, very humorous. You had a nice vibe around. The topics were very good, very simple, very small. All the speakers were on dot. It was quite entertaining and educative in some parts. The evaluation, Toastmaster Tanuja, thank you for that. You use a sandwich model, and especially for icebreaker, it is very much needed. And because Toastmaster Suresh was a Toastmaster earlier, you also added some improvement points. That is, I think, very well. Thank you. Overall, it was a great meeting, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day for the rest of the.
I hope our envoy gave a lot of evaluation points and improvements for us. Now, I have sent in the online meeting in the chat and also in the group the feedback form. Please fill it up. Meanwhile, while I take you through. So as Sanjama was pointing out, in the Basecamp itself, there is a section called My Documents, where you can upload. You can actually make folders, structure, and you can upload your feedback forms, your speeches, etc. So you can store them for future purposes as you learn forward.
What is my badges?
My badges is the achievements that you can take.
When you complete a part,
Yes, you get a badge. So all these are my badges.
They are uploaded to the server itself?
No, they are coming. As soon as you complete level, you get that. Yeah, see, I have 3 level 1s completed, right? I have 2, 3 level like that. It is. I completed 3 parts: strategic relationships, innovative planning, and presentation mastery. Only one speaker was there today. Okay, so now the last part. Let me switch back to the Toastmasters website. So here, we talked about the first part, education and achievements, right? The second part is about the annual business meeting, which is not there every time now because of the ABM meeting is there. It is present. If you are a XCOM member, you will get this thing, the Club Central, the Leadership Central. Will not go there. The last part is this, right? The meeting tools, leader letter, distinguished reports, and Udly. So our club has enabled self-pay, right? If you going forward next term onwards for renewals, you can directly go and pay here, right? Through your credit card or different means. Yes, you can do. But for that, the club has to enable the self-pay. We have enabled it, but only for few members. If you request, we will enable it for you, right? And then the Udly. So Udly is a very nice tool that has come out recently. You can directly go to udly.com and also look at it, sign up and use it. It's basically an AI speech coach, right? When you record a video and upload it, based on your speech, based on your body movement, based on your eye contact to the camera, it gives feedback. Okay, it will also improve. There are some clubs which use it as a grammarian. Counter and grammarian. Right? So it will give very good feedback. I've been using plenty of its meetings. So Toastmasters was one of the inspirations, or I would say a good mentor for this particular Udly project that has come. So it has been integrated. Yes. So once you access your email, so this is the Udly which is opening. Okay.
They also have some nice games.
Yes.
It suggests
Yeah.
topics and
So correct. So if you want to do a practice, right? So you can either practice a speech or table topics, right? Speech means you can upload, you can give a speech in front of the camera for 5 to 7 minutes. It will analyze and gives you feedback that these are some points of improvement. These are all English grammar based things. It will come up, sentence formations, etc.
so
And
one of the areas
yes,
is this accent our accent.
it picks up our accents. Well, if you speak very desi side, it will not. So, like for example, yeah. So I can just, whenever I click on start, like this is a table topic, right? Tell someone on why they should read your favorite book of all the time. Share your elevator speech. It will keep on giving topics. What are following new days? And you can give speech and it will give feedback. Right? And whatever videos you upload, you have done, right? They'll be saved here. And best part is, okay, they have integrated that also here. This is new. Okay. So you can, if let's say our Zoom meeting is going on, you can paste the Zoom link. Udly will come as a participant and will record everything and give feedback.
That's I think we can try.
Yeah, I have seen, I have tried this a lot of in our meeting, we have not tried, but even Google Meet and Teams also they integrated. Initially they did with Zoom, now it will come. It will not do any harm, it will just listen, and then take back and give feedback.
Going further, I think we give speeches also.
Yeah. And these are the library of, whatever you have done, it will be here. And there are good games, right? Like first is the no fillers. Speak something without any fillers.
Should we have this as a competition
We
sometime?
can do that one day. They have added storyteller beta. It's a new thing, right? So this is very, very good tool to use. So you can start using to practice yourself before sending, after sending it to enter, before sending, just, do this, and then it will be refined version of the speech, right?
Very challenging. Come up instantly with something.
Yeah. Now, let's go back to quickly the website. So this is the utility part. Now, see, there are two things. As soon as you click on your name in the top, you have my home and my profile. What you're seeing now is my home, right? Under my home, if you go to under my home, one is achievement board. If you go here, you will see your history with Toastmasters. What are the various education awards that you've got? What are the various officers you held? What are the various sponsorships you have done? What are the various clubs you have been part of? And what are the additional roles? Let me quickly take you through that. So education awards is every level that you have completed, right? All of that will come. And which club you have given it for and when did you complete? So like, for example, these are the various achievements, right? For example, I got DTM recently on March 16th to Hoodie Toastmasters Club. I was the club coach for Speaker Squad. I have received that. These are all my presentation mastery paths, right? I submitted all of them in one day at one shot. So they are coming in one time. And then these are the innovative planning that I have done. Some at Hoodie, some at MySpeak. And these are my first path, strategic relationships. You can see all of that here. Then similarly, you can see where the various offices that you have held. If you are an ExCom member, so you'll see all the details. So these are all the various club, officers. Which club you are from, which officer role you have held, from which time to which time. All the details are available here. Then then we have sponsorship history. If you have sponsored any clubs, right, or any sponsored any members, so they will come here. Okay, you can look at it. Then any club support you have done, right? All that. Like for example, I was a club coach for Speaker Squad officially, so that is a part of this. You can see here. Now, next is my profile. My profile will have the details. Like for example, Narasimhan sir, I have told you, right? For your in your case, your name, first name, last name was mismatched. Your first name was in last name was in first name. As a club officer, I cannot change it. It's your personal detail. So you have to go and change it. Okay. And you will see right now which clubs you are part of. You can go and change the login and password if you want to. You can change the phone number, you can change the address. Changing address is very tricky, okay, because it tries to detect from Google and then update the address. So try 2-3 times and then you'll get to know the working of it. And then you can see what data Toastmasters have, right? Because this is, I think, in the recent Data Privacy Act that has come out, they have done this part. You can see what it will download a big JSON file about you, what all details they have, right? In the worst case, which I don't want to, this is the delete account file that is there, right? So this is about the Toastmaster website. See, there is so much more. If you go to resources, there is like so much amount of resources. And our magazine, every month the magazine is released. It has a lot of beautiful information. Tanuja ma'am shared last week. I had shared in the July magazine also. It was very, very good. So if you have time, go and have a look at it. You get some inspiration points to read. And let's take use of as much as possible. Now that the price has increased also, let's take a use this as much as possible and get most of the Toastmasters and excel ourselves to better communicator and a better leader. With that, let me close the meeting from my side and hand it over to DTM Nitesh, presiding officer.
So without wasting much time, let me call our guests and ask for the feedback. How did you find this meeting and your feedback?
Okay. I really liked the meeting. It was actually quite nostalgic.
because from the previous meetings, the one thing that I always remember is that Toastmasters is supposed to be very non-judgmental, because you're just starting out, and even if you've reached a stage, the thing of giving constructive feedback, you're giving like, there's some CRC or some recommendation, something, yeah. So all of that was just very nostalgic, and I'm very happy to be a part of this, and I will definitely enroll. So yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Let's have feedback from Sandeep.
I found this meeting very interesting because the theme for today was quite insightful, to be honest, where it just, I'm so amazed to see that what has recently happened in this entire universe, I would say. And thanks to the TOMOD today, we were able to go into this entire new journey. It felt like I'm being introduced to Toastmasters for the very first time. So really liked a lot, and today the speeches were also really nice, and hope to be back soon with this club. Thank you.
And we have our area director also with us. He was listening to entire meeting, watching us very patiently. So Vinay, if you can have a couple of words about this meeting and then your quick reflection.
Thank you very much, DTM Nitesh. I'm sorry I'm not able to switch on my camera, but as always, I wanted to come down there to attend the Hoodie Toastmaster Club meeting, but unfortunately I'm traveling at the moment. But I would never want to miss this club meeting at all. So I have joined however possible. And this has been again another excellent meeting, which I witnessed. And I see there are again a lot of people that I really want to meet again when I come there in person. And there is no feedback as such that I would like to give at this point of time, but keep up the good work, and I will come down there again sometime to meet you all. Thank you very much. Over to you, DTM Nitesh.
For the last few weeks, we were trying to capture feedback as how we can improve our meetings. One feedback we received that we should start giving this rewards as well, something to carry back home if we are winning at any best speaker, best evaluator, best role taker. So we have started that, and probably first time we are giving it now. So best speaker, we had just won. So best speaker was
And well deserved.
yeah.
I'm winning without competition.
You remove the competition.
Competition with yourself 8
Yeah.
years back. Thank you.
Best evaluate next time. I personally love this to take from the community. We had some very interesting table topic session. So any guesses for the best table topic speaker? Vaibhav. The role takers, we again had this feedback that we should not generalize, we should differentiate between a major role taker and people who are taking smaller roles. So we have DTM Yaska as the best role taker. And best supporting role taker, we again have Toastmaster Vaibhavi. Great.
Thank you.
We can continue having discussions offline. I officially declare this meeting. Yes, we can have a photo.
We got this award. I forgot to tell you. The coronation catalyst.
Oh, congratulations.
We got, I think, 5 members went to coronation event. From our club.
Let's have a quick photo.
5 members now.
Picture.
That's a good idea. You would catch online someone.
Srinivas, Vinay, can you both come on camera?
No, I mean.
Vinay cannot be said. Oh,
But I can take a screenshot of your.
Kalpesh is taking a in-person picture and then it is such a. Yeah,
Thank you.
Srivas, you can, or Vinay can take the screenshot.
So he did not hear Srinivas.
Yep,
Nice.
I have taken it from mine. I will
Oh.
share it across to you later.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So as usual, Yaska's contribution of it today. Wow, these are chocolates from Puttur Chocolate Factory. Which Puttur?
Puttur from Andhra.